Well, the United Nations, the United States, the European Union, and the list can go on. Regional countries, right? Regional countries like Turkey, right? A big regional power, putting pressure on Pakistan, right? So, I mean, basically, so many different actors, the whole world needs to get involved, and we're seeing relative silence. So I think the very first step is that the international community needs to put a lot of pressure on the Taliban to understand that there's not only are these types of measures not going to help them get recognition, but it's going to make it further and further impossible for them to get recognition. Reinstate the travel bans on those Taliban. Why is Anas Akhani, a well-known terrorist, being invited to these high-profile meetings? And I've been saying this for months. The way the international community is behaving with the Taliban is very much like they're giving them soft recognition. So it should come as no surprise. So we need UN condemnations. We need United States. We need Joe Biden to say something, Kamala Harris, and also restricting travel for the Taliban, and putting, restricting aid, and really cornering them and isolating them. And that's really, instead of, all of these think tanks in Washington, D.C. are publishing reports saying we must engage with the Taliban in order to rebuild Afghanistan. How can you rebuild a country when the entity you want to engage with is destroying it and not rebuilding it? So I do believe that there are people who are profiting from lobbying for the Taliban, and there needs to be, all of these international organizations have to collectively state that this is unacceptable. You will never be recognized unless you function like a normal government. I mean, it's very plain and simple. And also international NGOs, and meanwhile, while this is all happening, have to increase aid and increase scholarship. So a whole generation of Afghan women stand to become uneducated. So those are some emergency measures that need to be put in place. Soros Foundation, other foundations, major universities in the world have to establish some sort of special plan to give scholarships to Afghan women, especially those women who are about to graduate and now are not going to graduate. So they've lost all of those years that they've been studying is going to be for nothing. So those women especially need to be prioritized so they can at least graduate and get their degree. So all those years that they studied is not going to, just be for nothing. So Afghanistan needs a lot of help from multiple actors, but unfortunately we're seeing the world doesn't really care.